G'day, Doggies fans. It's All Things Bulldogs, episode 45. Getting closer to Christmas. And Gus is here again. He's still setting up his office, but it's already looking better than mine.
And Michael, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. We'll wait for a few more.
Everyone.
Hello, everyone. We'll wait for a few more people to jump on. Come say hello in the chat. Tonight, whatever you want to talk about, let us know. We'll obviously we're going to have a look at the back lines tonight. What's our depth in each position, where we sort of have everyone sitting. There was some possible youngsters that could come through. We're also going to look at, people may want to talk about Toby Sexton and the like, signing with the Bears. G'day, Aki. G'day to you, mate.
Hey, Aki.
So, yeah, lots for us to talk about and continue to talk about. I am a little bit worried with because tonight when I did the stream, it created like 6 or 7 of them. So I've deleted a few of them off. So hopefully everyone got notifications because I know that's been a bit of a problem lately, YouTube getting notifications. Especially, and thank you to all the people who've joined the channel. Remember, like, subscribe, join, throw money at us. It all goes to a good cause, as you can see. Look, not many people on at the moment, but we've come on a bit earlier than we have been in recent weeks, and it seems people have been coming on a lot later, which I found to be interesting. But once we get to about 20 people, we'll get into it. So, how are you going, Gus? What's happening, mate?
Yeah, all going good, mate. All going good. Settled in and going all right. It's good to see all the boys hitting the training paddock, and Critter's still on his special program as discussed by the Dogfather a few weeks ago, now confirmed by the Gus father. So, Mr. Gould. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. He's been receiving them fine, he says. How you doing, mate?
Oh, wonderful.
Welcome.
Wonderful. Welcome to you, Jamie, and thanks for being a member again, brother. Shout out to you in Ipswich. I'll have to go out there and go to do me Costco shopping there one day. I normally go to North Lakes, but all right. So what else has been happening? So, yeah, look, Jacob Preston's not back yet. Can't wait to get him back.
Yep. Yeah, get Presto back soon, mate. So that'll be good. Yeah, I think he doesn't come back till next year, doesn't he? I think, off memory. I think he's still got this month off as well, December. So I think he comes back in January.
Yeah, he's got 2 more weeks, so it's probably the end of this week and then the end of next week.
And then they stop anyway. They have another shutdown.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have a shutdown later in the month. They stop for the new year, then they come back again in January.
Well, look, I think he's had a big bloody load for the last couple of years. He does a lot of work. G'day, Sherry. Welcome to you, Sherry W 1963. Welcome.
Hello, Sherry.
All right, so we've got 33 viewers. We can get cranking into it. So, look, Toby Sexton signed with Perth. Well done to Toby. I'm waiting to get some people talk about that. I'm wondering if obviously they'll get some big signings. That's not marquee by any means, but it's a good announcement, I think, for all parties involved. G'day, Timmy. Been waiting for you to jump on, Timmy. Brother.
Does that make Toby signing number 1 for the Perth Bears, or have they had someone before him?
I think there was someone called. They got a Harry Wilson. They got.
Okay.
It was announced the same time. The English bloke. I think another 5'8" or something. Harry Wilson or something.
Okay.
So, sure Timmy knows. G'day, Shoey. How you going? Oh, Harry Newman. There you go.
Thanks, Timmy.
Look, if there's anything that anyone wants to talk about, happy to do so. Pre-season seems to be tracking along well for the team. We're still awaiting for the 31st player to be to drop out of the team. So I'm sure that'll happen at some point. Just don't know when. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Probably
we're going live on X
negotiations.
tonight. We're going live on the Dogfather. We're going live through Facebook on the Dogfather, and we're also going live, obviously, through YouTube. Showy68 says,
He's actually
you're
Muggus.
You might be. Are you watching through the vertical stream, Mughus, or are you watching through the horizontal stream? Let us know. I think it shows on the person, actually. Well, Timmy's watching on the portrait. So I think it shows if they're on the portrait. There you go. G'day to you. 6'7", bro. 6'7". Whatever that means. I still don't know what it means, Gus, even though you sent me that
6'7". I think it's just that's it. It's just an absolute nothing meaning. Apparently, it's just 6'7". It's just like, yep, basically like 6'7". Whatever. It's what was it named? The number of the year. So dictionary number of the year, the word of the year, and it's a number for the first time.
Jamie, everything's good. I hope all is well with you boys. Happy for Sexton. He'll do well, and he can say he was a part of the Bulldogs rebuild and the Bears launch. Yeah, great. It's all great for Toby. All great for Toby Sexton.
That 1 year that he'll spend overseas will be good for him as well. He can sort of work on the things he was learning at Bulldogs. Maybe outside of all the limelight, he can focus on the skills that probably he felt let him down. The areas where obviously didn't help him not be re-signed, things like that. He will definitely know sort of the feedback from the coaching staff about where they were focusing with him. So he'll have an opportunity now to work on that, and then hopefully he'll come back a better player in the NRL sort of next year. So that'll be good, or for 2027. Sorry, that'll be good for him. So let's see how that goes. If you can start owning a few of those games at the end of the game, would be good.
Bloody oath. Sorry, just got to adjust me thing a little bit. That's better. Want us to be about the same height.
Yeah, right, mate.
Because I've got a massive head compared to you, brother. Look at it. You can fit two of your heads in my head.
It's all right. A lot of stuff in that head, mate.
Amir, West Tigers more horde problems or board problems?
Board problems, yeah.
Yeah, look, it's just the thing that's going to keep giving for the media. Look, it's not as bad as it's made out to be. Trust me. There's a lot of stuff happening there that, they're all aware of. And now the next headline is Shane Richardson might quit. Yeah, sure. Put it this way, Shane Richardson's only going to quit if he's got another job lined up for something better. I can tell you that now. I bet you he never said that at all. What's the latest from our doggies this week? Well, look, there's not too much to report other than Critter is working on his own at the moment. He's got an individual program. They've got to get his body back to full capacity. If anyone, I'm not going to give you the exact insight, but if anyone was paying attention, when you can see that on some games he could run, you watch the Canberra game, how he just split them and ran past them, and they had they couldn't keep up with him. And then other games he can barely keep up with a second rower. There's issues there. There's been issues. He's had a broken body for a long time. And I just think he's just looked at it as like this is just business as usual. You know, you manage your body. You see him with his shirt off. He's cut as, he's ripped. His legs are massive. He's a huge human, about 96 kilos or something like that. Maybe a bit heavier. But yeah, he's been that nerve injury that he got, that back injury. That's caused him problems. I just think he's got I think he's had some like quad injuries and stuff like that. And then he obviously got that damage that he did with his foot in the game against Melbourne. So there's so many things he's got to fix. And trust me, I think it's scary how close we are to seeing this guy go to levels that we've never even seen before. So yeah, look, I think we can get excited about Credo just quietly. Whether it could take a little while, but yeah, I just don't think he's been anywhere near his best, and I think they're just going to manage him to get him there. So we'll see what happens. Preston's not back, as we said, till next year. So that'll be good to see him back at training. But yeah, we'll talk about AJ Jones tonight as well, guys, because he was the guy that Gus named last year, or this year actually, as his one to watch. And I love what I'm seeing on the little clips of him. I've sort of slowed him down, and he looks massive, and I've heard some really good stuff about him from people who have seen some sessions and shit. And yeah, and I wonder who Gus Gould's going to name this year as his player. Now, if anyone wants to do me a favour, they can go onto Gus's Twitter account now and just start smashing him with questions and saying, Gus, you name Jacob Preston, Jack Todd, and AJ Jones as your players to watch. Who's the player going to be for 2026? He might tell you he's going to announce it next year. He probably wants to see him a little bit more in training and stuff. He gave a pretty good rap to young. I forgot his name again. But where is it? I'm about to see it. Tay Cochran. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to try and get him on the bloody podcast so I can tell him how many times I've forgotten his name, because that would just suck. Sugar Cane wasn't happy. So we'll get back to the West Tigers, I guess. Sugar Cane on SEN wasn't happy about Of course he's not. He's going to blow up. But everyone loves Barry O'Farrell. He's a long-term member. But that's the thing. The Balmain influence, they don't have the money. Wests have got the money. But Balmain seems to have the biggest mouths publicly. Like, that's the way I see it. You always hear from the Balmain contingent, but it's the West contingent which has got all the money behind the joint venture. And yeah, I don't know. But look, I'll tell you something now. There's a lot of the West Tigers fans, and especially from Campbelltown, love the Tiger. So, like, the Magpie, as much as the people probably my age and older love the Maggie, I'm telling you now, when they do their research, the Tiger is probably it's one of the most familiar things. And the people around the area love the Tiger. So, I don't know. I don't think it'll ever be the Magpies again. I don't think it'll be successful from a financial point of view.
Yeah.
Do I reckon groin with Critter? Yeah, he could have the groin injury as well. All I know is that he's been way below capacity. And the way the club's worked, it's used people in different ways. I say it all the time. Game plans this today, guys. This one's a little bit underdone. Hollywood moments for this player. grinding moments for this player, that sort of stuff. Or they might maybe directing their attack they may be really trying to hone in on a certain area, which just means that one player on one side of the field is going to generally probably get more ball if things are going the way they want them to. That's the one thing I keep saying. People think like every game the players are out on the bloody field, and it's like, like they're in under sevens and they're all saying, give the ball to me, give the ball to me, give the ball to me, kick it to me, kick it to me. Like there's no plan. The way I hear people talk about it, even some of the commentators, it's hilarious, to be honest. Jamie, Big Nelson's going to box and his opponents will have to jump to hit him in the knees. I wonder how he'd go, actually. I reckon Big Willie should step in the ring with Big Nelson. I reckon that'd be a good fight.
Maybe drag Sonny Bill back out.
Look, I will say it. I watched that Sonny Bill fight with Paul Gallen. I actually was going for Gallen. I've sort of followed Gallen as a boxer. He lost that fight. Sonny Bill won that fight in every way, as much whether you like him or not.
I think Gal's had enough, mate. I think he's starting to slur too much, mate. I think it's got to the head a few too many times.
100% agree, man.
He's losing it a bit, I think.
We can hear when he's talking on 100% footy, can't you? Like ever since Justice Hooney, belted him for 10 rounds, like that broke out, that destroyed him. Justice Hooney should have been fighting Joseph Parker on the week the other day, because the fellow who beat Parker, Hooney had him behind with the 10th round, but he got hit in the face. They reckon it was a quick count too. They reckon, yeah. Anyway.
Let's have a look at your back line, mate. Hey? Let's have a look at your back line, I think.
You want to look at the back line?
Let's start having a look at that back line, mate. Let's get us excited.
Well, I'll just answer Amir before we move on. Yeah. How are they going to get him? Look, they've basically got hold of, I think it's Justin, what's his bloody name? What's the name of the old coach? I'm having brain fog. From South Sydney, John Lang.
Yeah,
it's John Lang's son, Justin Lang. He's been working with Leo Thompson. I think he was with with Cade Dykes, and apparently he's really good. And I think he's working with Critter. So heard that from a few different sources now. So they're really hopeful about what he can do. To get Critter firing on all cylinders and get him all ready to return.
So for those who are not sure, it's basically a special program that he's working with that's just trying to get him back to full rehabilitation, full fitness. Because as Michael said, he doesn't know how to quit. He's a goer. So even Origin, he kept playing. He wasn't 100%, and he was still good enough to be, because he wasn't going to say no to anything and let someone else get the jump on him. So as he was even in the last, trying to get back to play against Penrith, like he was just always having to go. Like it's not one of those guys that'll just want to be happy sitting on the sideline. So this is a special program for him. Yeah, Martin Lang's brother. Yeah, this is a special program for him. So it'll be something exciting for him to sort of now get a full off season of rehab under his belt. Because this time last year he was leading the pack with the guys in the training, and they were running the obstacle courses and doing all those challenges. I think they did that one through the whole night. If everyone remembers, they did the one through the night, and they did that one at the stadium last year. The year before, they did it at the barracks. So yeah, it's good times. Good times for him. So hopefully he can come into games a lot more than he did this year. If you notice that a lot of the guys around him were pulling the weight, taking a lot of those early hit ups. The other backs, he wasn't doing as much, where it would have hurt him not to do all that work, but he knew he had to pace himself to preserve himself for the 80 minutes. So yeah, let's see how that goes next year. Has everyone gone on and selected their member packs yet? Everyone's got the membership. We've already completed ours, and just before this, we just got the email saying our electronic cards have arrived as well. So you can put that on your phone as well. Just check your emails if you haven't got them yet, if you've already done your member packs. And the Dogs are doing a special promotion. Dogs are doing a special promotion as well, which they emailed today. So they're going to be randomly choosing people, and when they send out your packs, you'll either have a bronze, a silver, or a gold nomination, and basically each one will entitle you to something different. So I think it was, if you haven't got the email already, you can see it. I think it's a voucher, $25 on the bronze, I think 50 on the silver, and on the gold you get a special member experience at the game, on the field, the whole lot, and $100 to spend on some gear as well. So if you haven't already done that, jump on and order your member kits now, because some of the stuff was already selling out. So ordered the new hats and order all the stuff. So have a look at the member kit. Some of the hats look really good too, guys. So some of the stuff was moving on pretty quick. So have a look if you haven't already done so. Jamie's got done yours. I don't think you would have received them yet, though.
I haven't got my member pack yet, but I haven't got the member pack yet. But I've definitely got I got those emails today. Just trying to present it onto the screen, but it's just taking its time to show. So win an unforgettable match day experience in the member golden ticket competition. There's also some stuff with the Christmas party happening, and they're doing us, I think 12 days of Christmas. They'll probably shut down in 12 days, so they probably won't go all the way to Christmas, where you can buy cheaper merch and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yesterday they had a few of the 2026 jerseys at reduced pricing, and today I think's offer they have the training cap with a discount on that as well. So if there's something on there that you haven't chosen out yet and you want it, just hang in there for those 12 days. It might pop up with a discount. So there you go. If you haven't already got it.
I managed to get the Heritage jersey from last year, I think for about $80.
That's great.
I've given that to the missus to wrap up for Christmas for me.
Make sure you act surprised.
Yeah. I actually got a bucket hat, one that fits my head. There was actually a large, extra large size one there.
It's just not two stuck together.
Because the new one's like $100, which I just can't pay $100 for a bucket hat.
Yeah.
But I do. But look, people will. So sell it for whatever people are willing to pay for it is what my thing is. Look, there's lots of membership packages at the moment. You can there'll be 4 games in Queensland this year, so you can buy specific ones for Queensland memberships, like add-ons for the Brisbane game at Suncorp, the Dolphins game. There's a Magic Round add-on on it, and all of these games give you a game and a core as well. So they're really good packages for people who are in the state or in Queensland, or people wanting to go to Magic Round. I don't think there'll be one for the Titans game, but I find it's not too bad at the Titans to go there and watch in the away supporters. It's usually about $40 or something. Great stuff. I love Seabus Super Stadium at the Gold Coast. I think it's except for on a if you're playing like on a afternoon about 3 or 4 o'clock, where the away supporters get the sun right in the face. That sucks a little bit, but apart from that, I find the atmosphere and the noise is very similar to Suncorp Stadium, but a much smaller venue, easy to get around. They do a lot of kid stuff. So if you got kids, never been to the Gold Coast, I'll go there and watch the Bulldogs play. Often have a heap of shit going on outside. Let's get through the chats here, shall we, Gas?
Yeah, let's go, mate.
Trent wants to know where Curtis Scott is boxing now. I'm like, probably in. I don't really want to talk about Curtis Scott because I have done I read a book about him and stuff. Yeah, he's not a good person. He might be now, but in my opinion, doesn't seem to be a good person. It wasn't Holbrook. Rodney Cook wants to know, will we sign anyone else?
We need to let go of someone, really.
Well, look, I think we'll definitely be letting go of one. And I'm not saying who it is, but I've got a good idea who I reckon it'll be. And then we've got another player. Look, there could be another one that moves on as well, another one or two that get opportunities and want the money and want the cash, and it works out well for the Dogs. Or if the Dogs might look at Pappenhausen, or I know Gus Gould has a big opinion of Zach Lomax, but I doubt we'll be in the money for him. It's funny for Zach Lomax. I thought it was quite interesting that he's a player that was on 800 grand at the Dragons, gets pushed to wing, then gets picked in State of Origin. Before he got picked in State of Origin, he already signed on a 200 grand a year lesser deal at the Eels, and now he's already left them. I'm sure he won't have problem finding a home, but I don't think he's made any extra money.
Apparently he was touring some rugby teams today.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. So he might want to play the World Cup. Who knows?
D says he wonders how many Sharks players are going to enter the enhanced games. D's come up with some Christmas cards, actually. And he's come up with a concept, and we've come up with some Buzz 360 Christmas cards. So I'll show you a picture of them later as well. But Trev from Punchy said, he said that, Lomax to the Dogs. I doubt it, brother, but we'll see what happens. Jamie Formosa 597. Or James, I can't wait for Lockie Galvin to win the Dally M count next year and bottle Buzz whinging comments. What do you think on this one?
Look, it was very close this year. I think his late start to the season worked against him. But I think he's definitely going to be in the running. If he can start the season off, the way that just playing to his potential, nothing more, just playing to his potential, the way he plays, does his usual runs and his offloads and, hard to tackle, that unconventional style. If he just does his usual thing, I think he'll be a big chance, especially if he potentially could partner, Critter there as well. It could be something that they look at as well if they end up putting them together.
Yeah, really good point. Yeah, look, I see Carrez fitting that style. But look, if I'm New South Wales, I'm looking to pick a faster back line. And I'm looking to deal with the slower play the ball situation, because that's where Queensland have the advantage, is that Harry Grant can generate speed from a slow ruck, but probably better than most. We really don't have that. Reece Robson really worked on that part of his game this year, actually, his dummy half runs, but I think it may have cost him in a few other areas as part of that development. He'll be now with the Roosters, obviously. And I saw it in the Origin as well. I'm not sure if it worked to our advantage as much. But I just find off the slower ruck, you need to have faster players that can take advantage. And you saw how New South Wales scored a lot of tries in that series. And, yeah, obviously poor reffing in the second game. But I also felt that Billy referee picked us. His forward pack was wrong. I wouldn't say wrong, but it just lacked a bit of grunt in that first game. And it, to me, looked like he picked a side based on a Bulldogs type mentality of having workhorses and people that he can rely on to do the work. It'll keep moving in defence. And they almost tackled that way, whereas New South Wales played up and down, and it worked to New South Wales' advantage. But Queensland actually got better at the way they defended over the series and held the ball, took advantage of it when they did, and then held on for grim life when the possession swung the other way. But look, I think Carraz, getting back to this long-winded point, I think Carraz and Critter would be great as a combination. If those two could, you got to remember, Carraz has been impacted heavily as well. He couldn't play for the first 6 rounds or something last year, so he's managing injuries constantly, managing pain. I just wonder what it does to him going to play Origin. Obviously, it'd be his dream and he'd want to do it. I think they'd make a great combination. But if I'm New South Wales, I'm leaning towards players like the Fox and but the Fox is on the other side anyway, on the left. And look, I see To'o and Carraz as like for like. With Carraz's ability to create. And that's the thing. You'd want Carraz to go into Origin and not just play that hit up and bash role, but actually get those offloads happening and doing the stuff which really enhances what the Bulldogs' performance. That's another thing I wanted to make in this long-winded point is Jacob Carraz, when he's fit, if you go back and look at a lot of games where good stuff's happened for the Bulldogs, a lot of it is off the back of a Carraz offload in a set. So he's a special player to us. And if he plays Origin, he needs to go and do that stuff, not just go there and be another number. He actually has to. That helps contribute to us winning games, like if he doesn't do that stuff or if he does it ineffectively under sufferance, it costs us. So,
and the good thing with the good thing with Carraz is that when he's actually getting his offload away, because he does it so much, the team's actually ready for it. So they're in position and ready for his offload and ready to take advantage of it. Where sometimes a player might do an offload, they might take it, they not be ready for it, and then they don't use it effectively. But because he does it so often, everyone's always in anticipation that if he gets it, there could be an offload coming. So be ready because you can be you can make the most of it, take advantage of it straight away. And I think that's what helps, because some people get a late offload away and it might not amount to much. The next guy that gets it might get tackled or whatever. But with Carraz, it's always get it out, spread it straight away, get it moving, and then everyone's ready for it because they think, well, Carraz is running the ball. It might pop out because everyone, even the opposition knows, but you're still on the front foot as the attacking team because it's coming or it could come. That helps.
Yeah, good point. Timmy says he'll be attending the Christmas party. Jamie talking about the membership card. Rodney Cooks, will the Bulldogs sign someone else? So, look, I don't think we will for next year, but you never know. A couple of players leave, one becomes available. But I think what we're seeing is there's more and more. Well, how many new signings did we get to the club this year? We got Leo Thompson, Kay Dykes, Sean O'Sullivan. That's it. 3.
And Fina, if you want to count, because he hasn't played yet, technically.
Yeah, we'll count him.
Yeah. He
That's
hasn't started
4.
with us yet. Yeah.
But it used to be like 10. A couple of years ago, it was 10 every year. So who have they upgraded? Lipboy Hotboy's gone into the top 30. Jonathan Sewer's gone into the top 30. Extended Jake Turpin. Who else is Patrick Young going into the top 30? Another one.
Yeah.
Joey O'Neill into the top 30. Another one. So that's 5. Any others?
Look, the depth that we've got is extremely strong. I mean, you struggled last week to name the New South Wales Cup team, and you kept leaving so many players out.
I left Josh Curran out.
There you go. and he was playing first grade this year.
My top 5 favourite players, I left him out.
Yeah, and I think Amir's asking there as well. I think Curran makes way. I still don't think Curran makes way. I think as long as he's, there's room for him, mate. They want him. He's an integral part of the team, and he can fill a lot of gaps and play big minutes if need be as well. So, and you know what you're going to get out of him every game. He very rarely has a bad game. You know what you get out of him. As long as his hands are good, he's a good, solid player.
Look, just a quick shout out to Scotty Wood. Good to see you on the podcast tonight, brother.
Hey, Scotty.
I've been pumping out the tunes. I've got some Pink Floyd, Dogs of War in one. We had the Dogs Are Talking from the Angels on another. But look, back to Curran. Look, I think Curran, when I talked about him potentially leaving the club, that's just me looking at the numbers for the following year. But I guess it's one of those things. It might be one of those things like Reid Marnie, where if there's an offer on the table for his future to be settled, that's something he might entertain if it's on offer for him. But I just don't know if there's anything on offer yet. But I would definitely say right now his manager will be talking to multiple clubs, because he's a type of player which can help a lot of clubs. And at his price range, I think, whilst it might not be good for us as a club that's sort of trying to give, it's sort of got its top tier marquees, and it wants to use those other positions to promote juniors at a lower cost, which enables them to then, adequately pay for the players that are going to affect the scoreboard the most. As I said, I think Josh Curran would be someone, if you're in the trenches, you want him beside you. And there's a price you got to pay for that. And I think the Dogs sort of go, well, we've got a few other Josh Currans potentially here. So, but as far as this year, I just don't see. I see him playing, between 15 and 20 NRL matches, in and out of the team a couple of times. But that's just what I see. Who knows? We don't know. We just try and promote the Bulldogs and be kind to everyone in the team and support everyone we can.
Yeah.
As does this community. Margaret says, are we letting one go before 2026? We'll have to let one go because we've got 31 in the 30 at the moment. And you actually can't have 31 in your 30. So that would mean that there's a player in our club who has probably got a contract waiting to be ratified with the NRL, and they might be on some other type of contract. This is just be my understanding. I could be wrong, but we'll just go with this. So they could be on some other type of smaller contract, and as soon as that other player makes way, they will then get that spot. in the 30. I think that's how it would work.
Yep.
So Amir thinks Tracy will be going.
No. I think Tracy's still a big part of our team.
Yeah, Tracy to me is our number one. Our number one, literally, fullback. And he can play wing. If we decide we've got a better fullback coming through, Tracy can jump on the wing.
Yep.
There'll be injuries. There'll be things happening. He's a first grader now. You know, basically top 10 in the Dally M. And he would have finished probably top 5 if he didn't get that injury. 100%. Mugger says that Lomax cannot play league for any NRL club unless Para clear it. Do you reckon they'd clear it for the Bulldogs?
Oh, just like we let them have Josh Adokar pretty cheap. So, but Parramatta's probably in a better position now without having Lomax because they were happy to free up some of his money to look at strengthen other areas. They've got enough outside backs now. Although he's a class player, but they're probably looking at other areas up front. I think maybe a bit more, maybe someone from the Rabbitohs potentially. There's a few areas they're looking to stress. So that 700,000, whatever they were paying him, they'll probably be better off spending that somewhere else and pushing some of the younger guys through. So they got some good backs coming through as well.
So you reckon they're going to go for Keon Kalamatangi?
They're in the running. So, I think his price range might be just outside of the Rabbitohs at the moment, especially with the signings they've just come up with, which is an interesting one because he's a big part of the team. But yeah,
I don't know how you could possibly let him go.
Yeah,
they like to think and Moali's going as well next year.
Yeah. Well, Fafita wouldn't be cheap though, so yeah. So they've and they're probably still paying a bit of money for the halfback that didn't pan out, so and gone back to England. So yeah, who knows? It's going to be interesting times for them. I think it's at the end of the day, it's the dollars they have to try to make it work. So, but Mazzoni, Mazzoni might get a game this year as well because Munro might be out for the season. Who knows? With his indiscretion, so
Geordie Mazzoni,
it could be getting a start if things go his way. Who knows?
Well, he's fast. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
very, very fast.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'd pick Wilbur over Geordie.
Yeah, well, he's there as cover as well. So they're looking. That's what they've looked at. They've got him as cover. But
is he? Do you know a contract Geordie's got?
No, not sure.
No,
I didn't.
Probably New South Wales Cup. Well, hopefully Wilbur Afawalo gets a development spot there because I like him. Good player. Unlucky that he had to leave the Dogs, but a whole bunch of them have gone there. Ruben Moyle and Larry Magatutia, can't spell his name properly. Yeah. A whole bunch. Yeah. So, look, I think Souths are the dark horse. As I said, they've just got to. They get that full team on the park, and David Fafita's expectation is, mate, you don't have to be $1 million player. You just have to go out there and occasionally influence the scoreboard and help us create space. We don't. That's what I mean. When he was under Wayne Bennett before, he built his profile off maybe 5 or 6 damaging runs a game and just doing his defense. Whereas at the Titans, he was getting in a dummy half and trying to do everything, and then it wasn't working out, and then then it all fell apart from there. But just go out there and be a fucking Jacob Preston or something, work hard, and then run some lines, run some decoys, hit some gaps a few times, No problem. Pretty simple. Because he's hard to stop, David Fafita, one-on-one.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And he's really young still. He's like 22.
No, David
So I could
Fafita
be
probably a little
talking
bit,
about-
maybe probably a bit older than that, I think.
I think he's not much older than that, eh?
Yeah, I think he's a bit older than that. Have a look. I think he'd be at least mid-20s. 25, 26 maybe. Been around for a while.
David Fafita, South.
Maybe even 27, not sure.
Look, he's between 22 and he's between 22 and 25. Do you reckon he'll be on their website yet?
He'll pop up somewhere if you're just searching.
People will be like, who gives a shit?
And in answer to your question, Jay Bulldogs, yeah, a good chance I might be at the party, mate. So Michael probably won't be. It's a long way to come just for a Christmas party, but you might spot me there, mate. Who knows? I think it was on a Saturday, off memory.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, it's on a Saturday. I think it's at Terry Lamb Park.
All right, he's 25. He'll be 26 on the 25th of February.
It's a long way away from 22, mate.
Oh, he's not 27, bruh.
Oh, I said he's more closer to 25 than 26, though.
Yeah, I think you won that, but only just. There we go. Yeah, I won't be at the Christmas party, brother.
Scotty had an interesting lunch today. Had a coffee with Laurie Galvin. Next one up, mate. Lachlan's grandfather. Absolute gentleman.
Oh, there you go.
That's good to hear, Scotty. Good to hear.
And look, I'm just going to make a point out of that, Scotty, because, look, you've just got to talk to somebody's grandfather, right? And all that crap that's been said about his grandson, just from, look, I post something with Galvin's name on it, and some chumps go on there and they're like, they hate him like they hate Donald Trump, or like they hate, they hate him based on all this bullshit with the media. So that's why we're boycotting it, guys. That's why we do our own, because they don't care about Lockie's grandfather that had a coffee with Scotty Wood today. Now, I'm sure he doesn't give a shit either. He probably couldn't give a fuck. Sorry about the swearing. Go to bed if it's over a certain time. But yeah, look, it just pisses me off. It just fires me up. That's a real positive story, but it always ticks in my head. Like, these are real people with real families that are playing a real game, and it's a real job, and it's really tough. And they don't need to be treated like shit by idiot fans with phones. And some of these fans are actually like kids too, like they're 13, 14, 15, 16, learning this behavior and doing it. So, yeah, anyway. Matty Stone, welcome to you, brother. Good to see you on again.
Matty.
Brandy's a big fan of Craig. I don't think Brandy's on the selection committee anymore, Matty, but not if you, I don't know if you still thought that or not. I'm just letting you know, but he is a big fan of Carraz, as he should be. I think if you're Penrith, you see players like Carraz and Lomax and that, you go, well, they're just like our wingers, tough, work hard. One thing I was going to say for Parramatta is that if that Bailey Simonson can play without getting injured, to me, he is a wonderful footballer, and one that they've kept him, probably knowing that Lomax was going to go. If he could get any luck with injury, he used to play for the Raiders. He is a massive talent with really, really good leg toughness and can offload, tackles hard on the wing, runs hard. He's one to watch for them. Scotty says, even better story.
Laurie
Galvin. Laurie
He's
and
delivering already. He's delivering already.
Well, look, maybe Laurie can come on the All Things Bulldogs podcast. And to me, sometimes speaking to parents would be more exciting than speaking to the actual players, but that's just the way I am. You probably get a lot more rather than that. Yeah, nah, just take it a week at a time.
Cliche responses.
Trent from Punchy. They should have kept Davarillo. Show me the way to Avarillo.
Yeah.
Trent from Punchy's been crying on his pillow. All right. See, Buller was surprised how fast Galvin has gotten. Yeah, good comment, Jamie. I'll star that one.
Yeah. Came out during the week and spoke about that.
But let's look at it with our own eyes. Galvin's at the Bulldogs has scored 2 runaway tries. He was pretty fucking quick. Like, he was already quick. And now they reckon he's even quicker because he's got the mechanics right. Like, he actually knows. Rogers sort of taught him what he needs to do to stay faster for longer sort of thing and hold it together and make that speed, whether it's shorter distances or longer distances. So, yeah, and Doreen Buller can move with those. He's a long strider, but he's real quick.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing. Scotty disagrees with Trent. Oh, look, I think Avarillo is an elite centre. I think he could have been an elite fullback and 5'8". I think he's an elite footballer. But he's you know, yeah, that's all I'll say. He's not critter.
Comes in and out of games too much, though. He comes in and out of games too much, I feel. Like when he's on, he's really on. But when he's not, you don't even know he's out there. So, yeah.
Well, I talked about that 2018 SG Ball side 100 times, but again last week, and he was the other player I forgot to mention. Yeah. So he was sort of this number 6 for the Bulldogs or in the centres, and it was sort of him versus Matt Burton. They were sort of like the 2 premier players in that sort of competition in those positions. So I'll do a lot of what if. I think if Trent Barrett kept him at halfback in 2021 or the start of 2022 and left him there, I think we would have went all right. But we'll see. What's the next one?
I think we'll have to do a special feature on this one. Timmy's asking what he expects the Dragons lineup to be round 1. I think we'll do a special preview on that one, I think, Timmy, in the coming weeks. It's going to be... Yeah.
Look, it'll be the money man on the wing. The other winger will be probably stuff. Has Tyrell Sloan left the club?
There was talk about him potentially not being around, but that's just a bit of talk at the moment. I don't think there's anything confirmed there.
All right.
Yeah. He's been on again, off again every season, every off season. He's always on again, off again. So who knows? But one thing's for sure, I think you've said it a few times, the coach's job's on the line, and I think this might be his final year as to try to get the best out of the team, or else they'll have to look in a different direction potentially, because they do have enough good players there I actually thought this year, 2025, they would have been a little bit better off, but I think they did have a big run of injuries, especially in their forwards, so which didn't help them. But if they keep their team together, they're going to be like the Rabbitohs. They could be pretty dangerous as well. And in that Vegas game is a danger game as well for both teams. It's a grand final for everyone. It's a huge occasion. It's going to be a big, something huge. So, both teams will try to, I know we've had the wood on them lately, but, they'll be ready for whatever we're going to offer. But we're just going to be better, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Look, I think they'll have that what is it, Daniel Atkinson?
Yeah, in the halves.
So he'll be in the halves, and probably with Flanagan. I think the Dragons need to put Liddell into 13.
He needs to be in the team somewhere. Yeah, he's dynamic.
And I'll be playing someone else I'll be putting Flanagan to start the game at hooker. And I'll be playing Cook off the bench. That's what I'd be doing. And Liddell at 13. If Dragons want to go somewhere, they need to get some small ball happening. They've got some workhorses there. They've still got some big boys. Got a lot of blooded juniors. And, they'll be coming to get a few teams next year, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Look, I think they'll need to be in contention with a couple of rounds to go for Flanagan to keep his job. If they're out of contention halfway through, I think the stuff with his son will just bite him in the ass.
I think they beat more top 8 teams than we did this year.
I think
they had some good success. They had some good success against those teams. Yeah.
Look, usually when they're at that point in their sort of mini rebuild, like had a lot of stars in their team.
Yeah.
Where they're ready to take the next step. But we'll look into that more when we get closer, Timmy. No worries, Scotty. Yeah, Amir, I reckon that I think Kikau, I heard something come out that he's going to talk about it at the end of the year. So he's going to hold off and just play footy and not worry about it. I think that the Dogs have given him a 2-year offer is what I heard. And he's just potentially there's some chance to get more money or whatever out of this 360 thing. But that could all just be bullshit as well. Could be a bit of manager talk. I don't think there'd be too much. Look, I just don't think there'd be too much carry on as regarding the salary and that. I'm pretty sure the Dogs would have made him a really good deal, and it's just going to come down to what he wants to do with his life, I guess. Getting at that level.
The only place I could see him other than the Dogs potentially is Perth, mate.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Sorry, guys. If you do a super chat, you get shown as soon as we notice it. It's just it probably sucks a bit, but we do everyone's comments on this show, as you know. But thank you so much, Jamie. If anyone else wants to contribute a super chat, please do so. I believe we'll see a different Gavin next year after a pre-season of Dogs training. He'll be fitter and more confident. We'll be a different kid. What's your thoughts, Gas?
Couldn't agree more, mate. I think we've been saying that pretty much every week. His development through the season was noticeable. Up until that last game, you could see even against Penrith, he was starting to come into his own.
Yeah.
He was the difference in that game from us, at least starting to pile on some points and him creating them. But 100% that full off season, and I think Sir Aldo spoke about it too in one of the podcasts he did. Like it's he's got still a lot to sort of get under his belt now with a lot of reps, and I think he's going to be something to watch next year. So I'm hoping that if he stays fit, Jamie, and he comes out and does what he should be doing, I'm hoping he's going to silence a lot of people next year. So it could be the difference between us, being in that 8 and then being in the 8, if you know what I mean, like contending and being one of the teams to watch out for. So that's going to be exciting to see and look forward to.
I'm here speaking about 2027. Thank you so much. And great answer regarding Galvin Gas. I'll get to a few comments and it'll lead us back there, I'm sure. You reckon Ryan Pappen goes to the Dogs? Jay Bulldog Spotter. Look, I heard something today that he might be taking a year off. But who knows? I think there'd be interest there if he was interested. But again, if I'm taking a Ryan Pappenhausen, that doesn't mean I want to see Connor Tracy leave the side. I think you need both. But I'm pretty sure the Dogs have got a plan and they're comfortable with their planning at the moment. Bulldogs, Nick, welcome, brother. From back-to-back flag premierships teams, who is still at the club? Todd? There's quite a few, buddy. But this is what happens. A lot of these players leave. So we've got Harry Hayes. You've got AJ Jones. I'm not sure if he played in the decider. You got Lipboy Hotboy. You got Jack Underhill, Jack Todd. Ruben Moyles just left the club. We've got obviously Joey O'Neill in the top 30. You've also got, I think Bailey Hayward may have played a little bit of flag that year, but I don't think he was in the final side. I think he was playing cup in one of the years. We had players like Damon Marshall. What's his name? He's a champion. There's so many of them. I'll probably need to
while you're doing that, mate, Chevy 400's Chevy 400 saying that Penrith will win everything next year. So let's not kid ourselves. So
yeah, I think they'll go well.
Yeah,
I think they'll go well. But I really want to talk about the players that are still at the club.
Lemir's talking about Souths having an aging roster. Cody Walker not what he once was. So, yeah, he's probably not going to have the same role this year.
Do you think he worked well off the bench? I thought he looked pretty good off the bench.
Player. Yeah, he might be more of a bench player. So, he was a very late starter anyway. Into first grade anyway. So, he hasn't got too long to go.
So the back line in 2023 was Joash Papali's gone to the Eels. Geordie Mazzoni's gone to the Rabbits. Danny Gabriel still with the club. Eli Clark went to Newtown and the Sharks. William Afualo's just gone to South Sydney. Carla Lawapu obviously had the injuries. Joey O'Neill is now in the top 30. Jack Todd's in the top 30. Ruben Moyle on his way to South. Lipboy Hotboy's top 30. Harry Hayes is top 30. Luke Smith's just gone to London Broncos. Damon Marshall, not sure if he's still at the club. Jonah Glover is now going to South Sydney. Timothy Johansson's gone to West Tigers. Femi Toilalo, I'm pretty sure, is still with the Dogs. He was he got some knee injuries, I think, and was making a comeback last year. I think got a couple more injuries. Zach Montgomery, I'm pretty sure, has left the club. He was going into the top 30 at one point, but I think he left rugby league. And Joseph Taupa is you're seeing lots of shots from him at training doing very, very well. That was 2024, 2023. So how many players did we count there, Gas?
A few, mate.
There are quite a few, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we've got the 2024 side. Tay Cochran's still at the club. Rachi Renikaman's still at the club. Danny Gabriel. Jonathan Sewer's now in the top 30. Cassius T is still at the club. Jack Underhill's will be in the top 30 eventually. Logan Spinks will be in the top 30 next year as well with Jack Underhill. And you still got Femi Toilalo. Patrick Young's now in the top 30. Jed Reardon is on his New South Wales Cup train and trial, I think. And they said that he's training with the main group. Yep. And Jed is in that main group. Group 1 has got all those guys that I mentioned in it. They're all been doing the boot camps. You got Bud Smith, who's Jason Smith's son, Darren Smith's nephew. Callum Donaldson left the side. He was playing a lot of Ron Massey last year. I think he's gone to another Ron Massey team. And Ragariri Warwick, who ended up having to come on for Jonathan Sewer after 5 minutes when he got knocked out and had a great game. He's a PNG international. I'm not sure if he's still with the club or not. I need to find that out. But again, people sit there and I sort of felt that question was a little bit loaded, but maybe it's not. Oh, that's Nick. How you going, Nicholas? I forgot who it was. Can tell by the picture. That's Nick. Me and him have some good old yarns, occasionally not agreeing with each other. But definitely knows a lot about the Bulldogs and a very, very passionate supporter. So welcome me on here. But, yeah, I've just rattled off a whole bloody bunch and we can't keep them all. And the fact that a lot of these players are now going to other clubs for opportunities, we're becoming that development club again for all the other clubs. And we are going to see better quality output from some of these players as well. Like Jake Avarillo's sort of flying the flag. People will say Paul Alamotti for the Panthers. I think that was a different sort of circumstance. But outside of that, a lot of them haven't really gone on. And what we will see now, I think, is a lot of these players that go will they've either been let go for the right reasons or we just haven't stood in their way because it's just been the wrong timing, too much depth in our side that we're happy with. But they might go to another system and absolutely shine and thrive, you know what I mean? Who's your premiership favourites there, Gas?
Well, you have to. It's going to be hard to look at the moment past the Broncos after what they did last year. So the confidence they've got and the way that the Plumbers playing. So there's going to be a few others there. Like even Penrith will be strong again. Obviously they got off to a slow start, but they're going to be strong again. They it took a lot to beat them even this year, even with all that they went through. But I'd like to think that, we're going to be in that top 5 to be reckoned with as well. So, it's all going to depend on, I've said it before a few times, it's all going to depend on who kicks their best players on the field there at the right times. And Melbourne will still be around the money. There's going to be still some serious contenders, but there could be a few smokies coming through next year. So just like basically, we did, and don't forget Canberra. They'll be a bit upset if they, went out the way they did. So it'll be interesting to see without Fogarty how they settle down. So, but they'll still be a good team. A lot of youngsters in that team still. Exciting team to watch as well. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, look, I think Brisbane and Penrith are your favourites. Melbourne, again, it's pretty stock standard stuff. I think the fourth spot's a fight between the Bulldogs, the Sharks. I think Souths are going to surprise a few people. I hope they don't. I hope they finish last, but or second last to the Broncos. I think the Roosters, many expect the Roosters. Like, I think Roosters will get named probably top 3 in the betting to start the year. Now they've blooded a lot of those youngsters they've brought into the side.
Walker's back.
And there's a lot of hype about them too, as there always is. But yeah, I think they'll be in a fight with the Bulldogs and a couple other sides. Teams I'm not expecting a huge year from are Manly. I think we'll see how Fogarty progresses there. Maybe there won't be a lot of tension on him. But they've lost, Lachlan Croker again. I would suggest that I think Newcastle will improve from that wooden spoon. I think the Eels will be in that big bunch of sides fighting for a spot. Look, it's going to be a big year. Not sure what we'll see from the Cowboys with Reid Marnie there. Part of me wants them to fail, but not because of him, but just that we need some teams just to have a shit season.
Yeah.
But as I say, you want to beat the best, you got to be the best. So that's it.
It's exciting, mate. It looks like it's shaping up to be another record-breaking season on all fronts. So it's good times.
Thank you, Timmy. I'll always stand up to the flogs, brother. Oh, Scotty was invited to
Laurie's house.
Well done. He played it for the Bulldogs in SG Ball, Timmy. But he's from New Zealand originally. So a lot of Galvin love. What's your thoughts of the re-signing of Alec Alasimi Jones? G'day, Heinzie 98. Well, that's a good segue because we did both an article and an audio article on AJ Jones this week. So if you haven't listened to it, make sure you go and listen to it or read it. Check out dogfathermedia.com.au. Guys, look, he was re-signed last year, so he was extended and was put into the development list. I think Cassius T is in that development list as well. Not sure, but they were sort of announced at the same time. And has there been I don't know if there's been another announcement today, has there, about him? I haven't been on socials today. Been very busy. If there has, let me know. But look, this guy will be in our top 30 next year. I have no doubt about it. Maybe on a 2 or 3 year deal. I'd have to get a huge injury or have some attitude issue, but it doesn't look like it to me. If you look at the clips coming through that just focusing on this bloke, he's going to be an absolute star. And you just got to watch when he plays. I've got a few highlights on the video as well. There's only a couple of ones, but there's some on YouTube that others have done. He just plays real square, but can offload in traffic. He can do it all. But coming to NRL and doing it against the NRL boys, you never know until you know. And that's the other thing I want to add. I know it's moving off topic, but Mitchell Woods hasn't played NRL yet, guys. So all this talk about, is it Woods or Galvin? And that's what we probably expect to happen. Yes, agree. But let him make some tackles in NRL first before we talk about, Matt Burton, make him way. Rennie Matures said that who's an absolute great. Love watching Rennie play. Watch his podcast with Braith. He wants to see Burton at fullback. That's his opinion. That's great. And it might work in some regards, but I could tell Gus come down and shot it down, and we've been shooting it down for in the most obvious, almost condescending way. Sorry, but I don't know much, but I know Matt Burton isn't going to solve our problems as a fullback. A lot of people don't want to see him play centre either, but suggesting he's got to move to centre to accommodate Galvin and Woods, like, if that's going to happen, that means Woods and Galvin are just absolutely amazing and crushing it. And I'm all excited about that. But I don't see it being at that level for quite a long time. And it's definitely not something that's, in my opinion, will be considered for the start of the season. But he's in the running. And as far as the kid's concerned, he might be, if he was watching this, he might be saying, well, fuck you. You know what I mean? I'll be trying to play first grade for Brown 1 and at Vegas. And he might. Right? He might do that. But this is just from what I've seen and the way things fall, and we're talking this kid up about going into the side. Well, Burton's played over 100 games and is a multiple representative player with the best long kicking game in the league. And Galvin has already played nearly 50 matches and he's just turned 20. He's got the runs on the board already. You know what I mean? Like, Mitch has to come in and adapt to that. And yeah, let's just give Mitch a break. Let's see what happens. If I'm writing out the 2027, 2028, 2029 side, I've probably got Mitch Wood starting from 27 maybe along. But for next year, I still think it's too soon. But we will see. We will see. I think he'll get a game, but I just don't know when. Birdo, I think Birdo or Galvin at lock would be something we would see in the future at some point as well. But for me, more so Galvin at lock than Birdo in the future when he fills out. Why? Because Birdo's kicking game isn't going to happen from the lock position. You take over from here, Gas.
Yeah, Timmy's saying that because Cody Ramsey's gone to the Roosters, they might keep Sloan for another season.
Oh, there you go.
That's his thought.
Scotty said Wood 7, Galvin 6. Not having a crack, Scotty.
It's all right. You just explained that, mate. So we keep moving. And I think we just explained that again. We just explained that again. And Sir Aldo said it very well. It's all up to Matty what he wants to do with the Bulldogs. If he wants to play wherever he wants to play, he's going to let him, and he's going to run the show. So if he wants to play, if he wants to leave the club, mate, so be it. So if he's going to go to the Green Bay Packers, that's good for him.
Yep.
Other than Leo Thompson, who do you guys think will debut in the early rounds? So I think we had a crack at that as well last year, probably for 2026, I think, Heinze. But yeah, had a crack at that last week as well. So probably won't be too dissimilar to what we spoke about last week. So do you want to cover that off again if you like?
Yeah, look, I think the pecking order is basically, I've got it here. You got King and Thompson, obviously. Kick out Preston, Salmon, Man. Satelli, Tupanua, and Hayes on the bench with Jake Turpin is the way I reckon they'll do it. Next man up, you've got, if it's a starting props, Hughes, DSF, or Curran. And then after those guys, you'd be looking at, I think they'll give an opportunity to Painu Latu or an AJ Jones or Jack Todd and then Jack Underhill. So, look, I think we will see a debut next year for AJ. We'll see a debut for Painu Latu. And I think we'll see a debut for Jack Underhill next year. But for that, I'm pretty sure Lipoy, Hopoy, and a couple of others will have something to say about that before those guys get their opportunity. So there's a lot of tense depth there that it's to the point where I'm like, I just don't know where to look. It's exciting, but also know that it means that there's players out the door that I currently, absolutely admire in our side. So, any other thoughts on that, brother?
No, mate. Pretty stock that one, I think.
Yeah, coaching contracts don't bother me, bro. But it's a good point. He's contracted until 2028. But I know that every extension that the Bulldogs gave and a lot of clubs give to coaches are done to take away, to show support. Although that's a pretty long one. Like, I would suggest they're very happy with the progression of the junior side of things. But what they'll want to see is that actually start to turn into wins in the NRL. And if it doesn't, I believe he should and would come under pressure. If the Bulldogs went backwards this year, I don't think Serrato would be under any pressure whatsoever. Except for the pressure he's under every day anyway. I don't think there'd be a push to get rid of Serrato if he had a bad year, for example, the Dogs. There would be from a lot of fans who are happy to turn on our coaches and players like that when we have a few losses. Gus Gould becomes a problem again, for signing someone 2 years ago. Timmy, Dragons had the most losses between 1 to 12.
What margin? I'm sure it's not about the margin, right? Games 1 to 12 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps for peanuts, you reckon, Scotty? How much, Scotty?
He's a Bulldog supporter. As a kid, wants to come home.
Heinzie, I've actually put David Bryanton as a fullback option. I think it's the last one, but he'll be playing SG Ball this year to start the year. So you got Harold Matts, SG Ball, two sort of shorter comps. Then they go into Jersey Flag, New South Wales Cup, and obviously NRL, plus Ron Massey, which is probably, fourth grade. I don't think we'll see David Bryanton playing fullback in 2026 or 2027, but I could be wrong. Definitely a talent and made the Australian schoolboys side, and I think he played in that game against Papua New Guinea and was named player of the tournament for the schoolboys team, I think from Keebra Park. So very good young junior. And we've got another young guy, and I forgot his name and I didn't go research it, who's really good as well, that they've purchased as a fullback. So we've got a fair bit of young talent there, but it's going to be a few years off. I think 2028, 29, we'll be hearing a lot more about David Bryanton, I'm pretty sure. So Jed Reardon is Steve Reardon's son. So Steve Reardon was a Bulldogs, you got your Tony Grimaldis, your Steve Reardons, those types of players, just up and down, throw an offload here, work their ass off, tackle everything that moved, and just did their best for the side. His son, Jed, he's actually got a couple of sons. Jed's made it through. My dog's barking its head off, which is driving me nuts. And nobody's stopping her from barking, which is making me a little bit annoyed.
The dogs are barking already, mate. See, it's not even 2026.
The dogs are talking. But look, Jed, if you've got bar TV and you want to go and watch the last sort of 8 or 9 rounds of Bulldogs games in New South Wales Cup, just watch the performance of Jed Reardon and you'll know why he is one we've got to watch as well. He's not huge yet, but what he does with what he's got is pretty good. And that's the reason there's players like Luke Smith have left the club. And we've got another fellow called Lewis Grossemi who'll be coming on. I've got to contact him, actually. So we'll see if he's ready to start getting prepared to come on to All Things Bulldogs podcast. But, yeah, look, it's hard to look past when you got Kickow and Preston, and then you got Harry Hayes in the wings, Logan Spinks, Satili Tupanua's still there. Did I say Harry Hayes? I'll say him again, Harry Hayes. Josh Curran, all these players who can play edge. And then you're talking about kids like Jed Reardon and Lewis Grossemi. Yeah, it's pretty tough to get into the Bulldogs at the moment. But that's what it's going to be. That's how it's got to be. If we're going to be successful, it's got to be an absolute hurdle and brick wall in front of every kid that's trying to get through. And only the ones knocking it down are going to make it. So,
yeah, it won't be long before we start having the same challenges that Penrith have had for the last few years. They'll maintain a core set of players and then they'll keep shedding players and losing good players with success. So, as long as their development system is strong, which Penrith, I think, got one of the best, everyone's trying to be like them, then that's, like you said, we're starting to become better in the juniors. So, we can't keep them all and they don't all end up staying. They have to move on. But, it's a good place to be where we are right now.
Big shout out to Dak Erupted, who's joined the membership. And he just gifted a membership to somebody. So that's fantastic. Thanks for that, champion. Beautiful. So anyone who wants to gift a membership, feel free to do it from as little as $1.99 a month. I feel so bad saying that. Where are we up to? Getting a lot of comments through, which is fantastic.
I think you've got Heinz's, can't believe we lost Jordan Mazzoni. Could have used his speed.
Yeah, very, very fast, brother. Very, very fast. Love your jersey there, Heinzie. And look, Geordie's manager, I think he shares a manager with a couple of others. Has got him an opportunity. I think he ended up playing at some point. He went back to Ron Massey Cup for the Bulldogs. Not sure he would have been happy with that, but any time to wear the Bulldogs jersey is an opportunity. And I remember, as I said, Lipboy Hotboy got dropped back to Ron Massey Cup in 2024. Within about 8 or 9 weeks or 10 weeks, he was playing first grade. So there you go.
Aki's asking the question, mate. What's your thoughts on Freddie Lussick signing with Panthers?
I think that's a good signing. I think it's a good. I think they lost that Luke Summerton, and I don't really see. I wasn't that impressed with him, but he did the job. But I think Freddie Lussick's just going to do a job for him in the middle, and they want someone who can tackle big boys in the middle and throw the ball off the deck, and he can do all that. They've got a pretty simple job for their hookers, and if Mitch Kenny, who I think should be playing for, I think Laurie Daly needs to pick Mitch Kenny at hooker if they want to win Origin. I just think he's just going to get the ball where it needs to go, and I also
Especially
think as a defender, he's an amazing defender. Not a very creative player, but we saw what he did. He'll do nothing all year, then in a big game put a little chip through and they'll score, you know what I mean? That's right, Scotty. Welcome, Pete. How you going, brother? Good to see you, mate.
Hey, Pete.
Nick saying there's quite a few. That is great. Obviously, can't keep them all. Thanks for diving into that for me. My pleasure, brother. Feel free to pay me. Well, look, Gas, when I didn't realise he was going to do it, asked for memberships and stuff, and we got heaps. So it's like, okay, if you ask, you shall receive. So,
it's pretty simple, guys. Like I said in the last few weeks, he does a lot. Michael does a lot behind the scenes to get himself, to keep all of these amazing things that we're seeing happening. Dogfathermedia.com.au is now the place to go to get any of your Bulldog information. These podcasts, everything he does, it's all, every little bit helps just to keep it going. So, like you said, for $1.99, it's peanuts. It just recurs every month, and off you go. So it's beautiful. So, I
will say a Broncos supporter just paid for the Dogfather membership, which is $10 a month.
There you go.
I can't believe it.
There you go. So,
and he's not on tonight. I hope he comes on. Just something I got done, guys. Big sticker for me car.
Hey.
Dogfathermedia.com.au.
Did you take the sticker away yet? Oh, no, sorry, that was a sticker.
That is a sticker, yeah.
No, I wasn't sure if you took it away yet. I could see your head on the sticker. I wasn't sure.
Do you want me to show it again?
Yeah, see, if you put it side by side, mate, twins. There you go.
There I am.
All you need is a Sunnies, mate.
I said to my AI thing at work, I said, make me a picture of a Bulldog version of me while I had my Ray-Bans on. And that's what it did.
There you go.
I had a collar on at the time as well, and there you go.
Top Gun Dogfather. Yeah, yep. Heinzie. Mick was just covering over that. I know you were just slightly behind on the chat, but he just spoke about that. Bulldogs versus Raiders grand final. Ooh, I like that. That's got a good ring to it.
Well, I'm actually about to release an article. I don't know if Zero Tackle will publish it, but we'll see. Why? And it was actually drafted by D, and we've sort of worked on it. Why Canberra should be the team under pressure next year, because I line up their season and the decisions that they made with their roster, and I say, if that was the Bulldogs, we would never hear the end of it. So there you go. But Fogarty, minor premiership, led them to the minor premiership. They let him go. And they've entrusted their team with a rookie in Ethan Sanders. Very good rookie, and he's played a couple of games for Para, but is he going to lead them through a semi-final series? I don't think he's Sonny Bill Williams, like when he came through. Like, I think getting Kobe Black was a good job, but yeah, to me, and to keep Josh Papali, and look, what a great servant to rugby league, but to let Trey Mooney go, to keep Josh for another year, I just think if that was the Bulldogs, I think we'd be copping a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I think they get a free pass in Canberra, and some good comments were made to me today by Joby, like it's cheaper to live there. It's actually better to raise your children. There's so much going for the joint. It's not just the place where you can smoke pot and get adult movies like it used to be back in the day.
And the fireworks.
Yeah, that's it. But apparently there's a lot of government workers there, so everyone's employed doing stuff, it's actually a great place to go, and they've got their team stacked to the fucking max with players, but they made out that they're this poor little team, like they're a mini Queensland underdog team every week. Nah, stuff them. I tipped them to do well in 2025, and they did. They didn't fly under my radar, but they just let the halfback go who won. That got them to the minor premiership. Are you joking? Where's your write-up on that, Fox Sports?
They were too busy, mate,
Oh,
with
Ricky,
LG.
I love you, Ricky Stewart. You're such a great person. But I like it, Scotty. I hope it is a grand final. I hope we rip their heart out.
We've got Mr. Hayward here from the UK saying g'day, working from home. Got the stream on his personal laptop. So, mate, always happy to see people from abroad as well visiting. Welcome.
I like your question too. Thank you very much. Look, on Zero Tackle, I've actually been doing the top 5 players for every team that need to improve for that team to be successful. And for the Bulldogs, obviously I had players like Lachlan Galvin, Bailey Haywood, and not because these players played terrible for our team. It's far from it. I think they need to improve for us to like win the comp. They need to go to levels that they've never been at, and that's a lot of pressure in that as well. But I think they're both capable, and from what I've heard about Bailey Haywood is about how highly he's regarded. They don't care where he plays as long as he's on the field. I think I had Leo Thompson in there as well. I can't even remember now. But look, I think our players in... I could even put Stephen Crichton. Now, it's hard to write that, but if he's been playing at a limited capacity, if he's only, 50, 60, 70% of capacity, or even less, and he gets to near 100, well, what's that mean?
The sky's the limit.
Yeah, it's hard to name one, obviously, but naming 5, we can do that. I think Jamin Salmon needs a big year. And look, Jamin Salmon's there. He does his role, but I think what we need to see from him is, just making sure he keeps up the support play and that defensive stuff. He does a lot of work on the ground, which is very important to our ruck control. And he does a lot of the numbers in defense, a lot of the kick chase stuff, So I want to see that continue. And yeah, I just like things to open up around Jamin a little bit more because, as I said, the fan hate makes it really hard. I just really love to see... Brent Sherwin actually talked about Jamin Salmon on the Kennel podcast. And I don't think Elmo expected the answer that he got. And he sort of said fair enough at the end of it, which to me sounded like whatever sort of thing. Like, I don't know if he interpreted that, but I just don't I think he sort of doesn't, he just can't see it. He was talking on behalf of other fans, but he's like one of the fans who can't see what Salmon does. And a lot of people can't. What I would suggest is that you go and listen to Brent Sherwin on that little... It goes for about an hour, I think, the interview that he does with... and really great to see Sherwin come on and help Elmo on that out. That was fantastic, and I watched it, and I loved listening to Shifty, one of the most underrated halfbacks of all time, one of the best halfbacks of the modern era. Talk about Jamin Salmon, or how valued a player like that is within the club, and what his contribution is. And he's like, the guy plays flat out. but he's not trying to take every hit up, but he is trying to make sure that the right person's got the ball in their hands at the right time. He's trying to do that. He's all over the defensive part of the game, and he's making sure that we're in the right position of the field. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the leadership around the game plan comes down a lot to those players like Jamin Salmon and the Kurt Manns, and not just the halves and the spine. It's those leaders within the group. So I think but look, I think there were a couple of games there after he come back from injury where he struggled a lot. And I didn't talk about it much, but it did get a lot better towards the end. So there you go. We're a bit behind tonight, aren't we, Gus? Half an hour now.
Mate. Yeah, keep going, mate. Keep going.
We've got a lot of good things to say, though, don't we?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And also for that last one for Mr. Haywood, go on to Dogfather Media when you get the chance. I know you're working from home. A lot of that content that Michael's talking about is there, and that goes for everyone as well. So a lot of the detail you can have a look at, read the stories, watch the stories. There's a lot of really good content in there that you can have a look at. That's written, the way that you're listening to it now, just with the right information.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, mate.
No worries.
And definitely get on there. Yeah, he's a great player, Amir. Scotty says AJ the next big up and comer, 100%. Very good comment, Amir. You get a star for that, brother.
Yeah.
He is the best half in our club. He is the best half in our club.
Yeah.
It's we just have to accept it. Will O'Neill see the field this season? I don't think he will, Joey. He might, but look, I don't know if we'll see him. He's there's a lot of players in front of him, is all I'm going to say. But rugby league's a funny game, isn't it?
Yep.
He sort of had an interrupted year. He was sort of in and out. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. God, we're getting more members happening. Oh, Aki's joined up.
Welcome, Aki.
Thank you, Aki. And Jamie Teasdale's gifted another membership. Thank you so much, champion.
Just in time for Christmas, everyone.
Unbelievable. I can buy Christmas presents. Oh, you're talking about giving me as a gift and you as a gift to people.
People giving get Christmas gifts now. They're gifting each other Christmas memberships. All Things Bulldogs. There you go.
And Aki's going to pay to listen to you on the podcast.
It's all right.
You raise your kids well, mate.
What did that for?
My son would be laughing at me. He wouldn't even watch me. Although my stepson comes on sometimes, has a look. We'll get Paps if he wants back in the NRL, says Kangaroo Killer. Welcome to you. Are we doing the pick the team comp again, Mick? I think we will, but I think it like the variation in it this year would be like 2 or 3 players. So, but did it last year. And did you win last year? I think the person who won, champion bloke, might have changed his name. Sorry, I'm bad with names, but I remember you. We had a good old chat. I think we're friends on Facebook even. Sorry, my algorithm's just Bulldogs. Hit that thumbs up, crew. That's it, Scotty. Yep.
Yeah, I'll see you out there, Timmy.
Who's Sonny Luke going to? Sonny Luke's going to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I think that's one of the best buys for them. Very big, good buy for South Sydney. They need him.
Yeah. That's a good one, Timmy. that could deserve a star as well, I reckon, mate. He's got a much better running game, and is another great option if he continues the form that he's got.
Brayley.
Yep. Yeah, he had probably one of the best finishes to the season.
Laurie Daly's not going to pick Mitch Kenny, by the way. I think Brayley or look, if the Roosters are going well, Reece Robson will get it again, I'm sure. If the Roosters aren't playing that well, I think he might go for it, and the Sharks are. I think that's what it'll come down to. How well their teams are performing will determine who he picks, which sort of sucks. But both players are very good, and Brayley, I think the stat is if he runs 65 metres, his team wins. Will we see Kay Dyche 2026? I think we will.
Yeah, there's a chance. Injuries, origin, suspensions, you never know. He could feature. As Michael said last week, he's already debuted in NRL before, quite a few years back for the Sharks, but he could make an appearance for the Dogs. I think he's my dark horse for the year, as I've said before, so someone to watch out for. If not this next year, yeah.
Welcome to the Eels show, and you might be the ELC show. Who's that? You look like someone familiar. He looks like the bloke off Zero Tackle. Ethan Lee Chalk, welcome to you, brother. Welcome to you. Good to see you, my friend. So Ethan Lee Chalk is one of the writers on Zero Tackle, one of the employees there. I'm not employed, but I write independent media for him.
Welcome.
And Ethan does a lot of great stuff. Even reports on some of the stories I do. But that's good. That's what you got to do. But really good comment. Perth should try and sign Cassius Tia, one of the most underrated players in the NRL. Ethan, Cassius he's got so much swagger and so much talent. I think it's scary. But when a player's not getting picked or there's a chance that they're not going to progress through a club, it would usually come down to things to marks that they're hitting at training, something that I don't hear enough from the media talk about. I don't think that the questions are being asked. Obviously, they like to keep data and KPIs to themselves, obviously, but I think if you ask, you shall receive. And, I just think there's players that they do these tests and, your beep tests and your yo-yo tests and all this sort of stuff.
Shuttle runs.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. And the things, their assessments on each game that they play and how they recover and the work they do at home to recover, the weight they put on or don't put on, depending on what they're trying to do. It all gets talked about. I'm not trying to sound condescending because it might sound like I'm trying to, teach people how to suck eggs. But at the end of the fucking day, if a guy's not getting picked, it's because other people are hitting these marks and they're not. But as we know about rugby league, there was players in our game who aren't really good trainers, and there's great legends in the sporting world that like horses who do really bad track work, but then come out and blow the field away. And Cassius might be one of those guys. And look, I'm just talking about assumption here. He might be training the house down. I have no idea. But I haven't seen much of him in the preseason from the footage and that. So they might be keeping him under wraps a little bit, maybe as a sign that he's going to explode. The Dogs do that sometimes. They kept Jake Averillo under wraps in 2023. And he was one of our best players in 23 in that shitty season. But I think they might look. I think Tia might find himself in another club at some point. You never know. I just keep looking at all the positions and all the different types of players, and I sort of go, as much as I want him to be there, and I think that we might get this one wrong potentially. I just got a feeling he might be one that gets an opportunity elsewhere. But what a talent. What an absolute talent. Watching that kid control the game as a halfback and then, look like he could play centre and play anywhere. Could play bloody hooker, I reckon. He reminds me a bit of Isaac Luke just in his body shape and that. So kick a 40-20 out whenever he wants. Can kick goals from the sideline like it's nothing. He's just got the swagger, I reckon. He's got the gift. But anyway, good to see you, Ethan Lee Chalk. Thanks for the chat and the question, brother. Hindy. Shirts and hoodies. Are we working together, Hindy?
Oh, that's it. He's gone.
Sorry. What's that? Can we see that?
Yep.
Dogfather. Making my own stuff. I don't know. Hey?
Terry Lamb.
Number 6. Last year's awesome one. You want one of those? It'll cost you about $90 for me to do it for you. But there you go. I'm not really into selling merch. I don't like stealing from the club. I sort of feel like I'm stealing from the club. But if someone wants something like that, I'll probably show the club how they can do that. It's not the best quality material or anything, but I love it. Looks good. At some stage, I think Hines what's that? What do you think that might be?
Not sure, mate.
Oh, he's talking to Hinesy. At some stage, he thinks Cade Dykes will play, I think. I think that's what Scotty's saying.
Yeah.
Joey J, 6857. Is that Joey Johns? Moran could have went to the wing and been our Sevo. Good old Curtis. Oh, we love Curtis, don't you worry.
Yeah.
I love Curtis.
One of the toughest in the club he was.
I reckon he'll go well at the Titans.
Go to Doggy Zachy.
Doggy. Oh, it's Jay Pizzle. There you go, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, everyone's names changed. Oh, thank you so much, Ethan. Just tell I'm ready to work for you guys anytime there's budget available, so let us know. Independent media is the way to go, guys. So, honestly, look, media pays for the game of rugby league, but get behind the independent media. I know there's a lot of ads and that on there. Join up with the site. It becomes a lot better. There's heaps of games on there and trivia and quizzes and everything and anything you want to know about your team. You want to create your own little teams. You can use them and take a screenshot, pick your fullback and everything like that. Click on the journalist's name and you see all their stories that they do. Like, they just don't stop. We've got Isaac as well. He's a Bulldogs fan. He's on there as well.
One big happy family.
Cassius Tia is Mr. Fix-It. You want a Dogfather Media shirt, Timmy? You might have to give me money for that one, brother. I'll make you one. 3 odd place Lamia 2560 Scotty Wood. I'll take a photo of that, Scotty. Because who would love some Bulldogs merch? Scotty would.
Well, Scotty's arranging for a signed. He's getting a signed jersey done, mate. Don't worry.
Look, I'll send you a Dogfather Media sticker and you can send me a signed jersey. Scotty, how's that sound? I made this. I'm going to the Good Things concert on the weekend to see Tool and Machine Head and all that. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to rock it out in the sun. Change your name, Timmy. That's it, bro.
Timmy was Christian Grey, wasn't he?
Timmy was in South Park. Timmy. Remember? All right. Love you too, brother. Sounds good, he says, 100%. Yeah, well, look, guys, we'll make you some merch. I'm going to send Gus some stuff too. I'm just trying to get it all together. But look, I'm going to show you some stuff that I made. I don't know if we'll get it in time for this Christmas, but we might look at it for next year. But I'll show you some stuff now. So let's do a present. Share screen. What's going on here? There we go. Sorry, guys. I need to change our little viewing. Just wait for it to come up. But we got some season's greetings from Buzz Rothfield. He sent us some postcards. So season's greetings from Buzz. He's been to Naughty But Nice, the sex toy shop, and he's going to drop some off to Paul Crawley's house, delivering the Christmas bonuses. And here we got Buzz doing a little bit of housework, in time for Christmas. He's just getting rid of the Epstein files in case he's in there. And here we got, he's going, season's greeting from Buzz. He's going to visit Paul Kennedy's tree. And Kenny's turned into a tree hugger, and he's got his boxing gloves there ready to fight. He's still not happy, Kenty, that he got sacked from Fox Sports. And this is the great one. Buzz is going to improve his short ball game at Brandon Smith's house and have a merry white Christmas. So there you go. And that was one we did the other day. Buzz is looking through the Chinese restaurant. They're saying Tino's back on the menu, but Gus is like, nah, Tino's overpriced. He'd rather get some Chan Kum Tong. So there you go. What do you reckon about that, Gus? You got to love it. You got to love it, don't you?
It's good fun, mate. It's good fun. It's good fun having a dig at the sloth field, mate. It's good fun.
I'm not mucking around, Scotty. I'll send you some stuff, brother. And Lamia, mate. I lived at Minto for a bit. You just got to stay away from Ingleburn, bro. Just got to stay away from Ingleburn. But I won't say why. Look, I love that people gifted memberships. Like, that's fantastic. I'm not even sure about it, to be honest. Like, did you give it to a friend or family member of yours, or did you just buy an extra one? I don't know what happens with that, but I need to find out. All right, I think you tried to do this like an hour and a half ago, Gas. We're going to do the depth for the juniors, weren't we? For the back line.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Well, look, I've got it there. Look, Tracy's the fullback. I think Crichton's going to be the deputy. Then you got Dykes. You've got Tay Cochrane. You've even got Tuala. I think Bryanton's more the following year or year after. Wingers, you got Carraz, Montoya, Tuala, Jonathan Sewer, Connor Tracy, Rinakama when he's ready, and Cherry potentially. You got Jope Roke as well, who might get a go at some point. In the centres, obviously, you've got Cherry and Crichton. You've got Tuala, Carraz, maybe Danny Gabriel coming through. You got Jonathan Sewer as well. You've got Matt Burton. Even potentially Cade Dykes might even have a look. They might look at playing him in the centres. Look, if they've got to recover his body, they probably may not want to just put him into that fullback situation to start, if you know what I mean, because it takes a lot of work. They might just develop him a little bit slower in a different position. Obviously, Burton, Galvin, Woods, O'Sullivan, Dykes, Joseph Taupa, Alex Conti. I forgot to write Joey O'Neill in there. Halves, Galvin, Woods, O'Sullivan, Taupa, Conti, and O'Neill, obviously. So there's your sort of the depth we've got around a lot of those youngsters and players. Oh, no problem, Timmy. We'll get something done. I'll be able to get a hoodie for you, no problem. It'll be even better than that one. But you'll need to buy it. The gifted memberships I did was for someone random because I wanted to got my brother one and it didn't give me an option to choose. Oh, okay. No idea. And Jamie's done another one. Thank you so much, mate.
Thanks, Jamie.
I'll definitely research into that, and much appreciated. It all helps. Thank you so much. 2 hours and 2 minutes. What are you thinking? What do you got? What's happening, Gus? What are we going to talk about? We on our way out, or?
Mate, it's up to you, mate. I think everyone should start having to think about. I think what we could do over the next few weeks is maybe see what everyone's best ever Bulldog team. Starting. We can do a positional thing. Best ever fullback for the Bulldogs, and we can go through all the way and see what we come up with for a best 13 or 17. A few things to keep us going in the off season. It'd be interesting to see what. The good thing is we've got a lot of people from different age periods. So some will have seen players play that before our time, and others, so we will have some different opinions, which will be good. So if people want to have a think about that, I think it'd be something I'd like to see as well. So some of our best evers, yeah.
I reckon that's a great idea. Jamie says you can't select who it goes to. Oh, okay, sorry about that. I'll need to research more on it. And some ideas. Yeah, look, I'm not in to make heaps of money, but more so be just covering costs to make it and stuff. But yeah, happy to do. If people want some stuff, let me know. I'm happy to organise it. But honestly, if the Bulldog stuff itself is more affordable and you want Bulldogs merch, go and bloody buy that first, guys, for God's sake. But if you actually want Dogfather Media stuff, I'm happy to sort it out for you. See what happens. I love his little logo, though. I reckon he's fantastic. I love him. He's champion. Ray-Ban wearing logo. I love it.
That's it.
Maybe Ray-Bans will sponsor me. I've got a pair. I've had like 4 pairs, but I keep losing them. I've had to claim them on insurance, so I'm not doing that anymore. But Yeah, I love me Ray-Bans. Anyway, guys, I reckon that's a great idea. We'll look at our best ever Bulldog side. We'll come up. We did that on All Things Bulldogs once already. I think, but we selected between 1979 and present day. So we might have to. We'll have a look at that for sure. And there's lots of stuff we can do, guys. And we'll also run the comp again, as we did.
I'm just about to post the countdown as well. So 88 days to go, guys. And obviously there's a special number with 88, which I'm sure you can all guess what happened in 88. So go on to All Things Bulldogs and or if you can go onto my page, Don't Break the Fence as well. You can have a look at it and see what it is. I'll be posting that very soon. So go on and have a look.
All right, look. Yeah, the countdown's going good. I think I've got to put a couple in. I'm up to 90 days. I think we're to 88 today, isn't it? So,
89 yesterday, 89, 88 today, yeah.
I actually sent them to the club to have a look at today. So, Dogfather Media sunglasses. There you go. I can do that. I can get that organised. Oh, you got the AI Ray-Bans. I was going to do that, but I actually was like fully wanting to do it. And then someone goes, oh, but you'll be at a park and people think that you're this and that. And I'm like, oh, really? Fuck. I'm like, I just think it'd be cool to be able to just not have your phone out and sort of just like rather than looking through a lens to look at something good, you actually can just do it there on your head. And it's doing what you're seeing anyway. I thought that was a great concept. But, yeah. Anyway, have a great week, Scotty. Lots of great ideas from Timmy. And Scotty says the new Centre of Excellence is going to be top shelf. 100%. Great initiative for the club. And well done to the government to putting their hand out for that. Well done. Helps that you got a doggy supporter as your premier. No one notices and they only record when they're told. They're bloody awesome. I'd love them. But anyway. Record this. Anyway. All right, people. Thank you so much for everything. All the people who joined up again and paid for memberships and all that. That's wonderful. Like, subscribe. Get on the Dogfather Media. Boycott Fox News. And let's make it happen, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next week, guys.
All right. Thanks,
See you
Timmy.
later. See you, Timmy. See you guys.
Good night, Aki. Thanks for joining, champion.
Welcome, mate.
Oh, God bless you.
Mate. Get some sleep.
Get some sleep, Aki.
That's it.
We're going to go live every night now. Every night. All right. See you, people. Go the Dogs.
See you, Jamie. See you, boys. See you, mate.